Hello, and we're back. So this is Yummy Productions. We previously were doing Wonderlands on Kingdom Hearts, and had finished off in the deep jungle, being saved by Tarzan against Sabor. Which I don't know if it's Saber, and that's just how Tarzan says it, but who knows. So yeah, um, super excited to be getting this stuff moved on. If I remember correctly, when I was following along with the speedrun strats the first time I was playing this game, I don't think I got much further than the deep jungle. I think I may have made it to, I don't know what they call it, but essentially Aladdin's world. Um, wait. What would that be called? It has been forever since I've seen anything Aladdin. I think the last time I saw any of it was probably rewatching the original cartoons. Which, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but that's a trilogy. There's a trilogy. There's two sequels. Robin Williams isn't the genie in the second one. He comes back in the third one. The third one is about Aladdin's dad, who is supposedly a king of thieves of some kind. I don't remember a lot. I just remember it being weird. I don't know. I ended up watching those a while after seeing the live-action remake of Aladdin and wanting to, I don't know, I guess see more.
Mr. Clayton,
Studying
them, not hunting them. This is
because like the live action had its moments,
well,
but
Maria, do make yourselves at home.
Definitely preferred the cartoon.
Well, anyway, I'm staying. Huh?
Sora, look what we found. Look at this.
And on that note, honestly, I've not really watched or remembered a lot of the original Disney animated films. Like, I'm realizing, like, I remember so little of it. Because, like, I don't remember much of Tarzan. I remember having watched it. Let's see. Sleeping Beauty, I only ever really remember the dragon portion, but I know I did watch it. Beauty and the Beast, never really remembered much until I ended up watching the live-action remake, and that's when, like, I started remembering the original scenes. Let's see what else we got. Snow White, I know I've watched it. Don't remember too much, but I definitely remember watching the it wasn't a live action remake, was it? I don't know, it was strange. I do remember there was like Snow White and the Huntsman, which that was later, it's not the original one I was talking about, but I didn't really like that one. I don't know.
Where are my friends, Riku and Kairi?
Let's see, what else?
Yeah, I thought...
Hades.
That leaves just one place.
Definitely barely
Young man,
remember things
we've
that
been
went
in
on
this
in
jungle
that.
for some time now.
Did I say
We have yet
Hades?
to encounter these
I meant
friends of
Hercules.
yours.
Hades is the game.
I'd wager they're with the gorillas, but Tarzan refuses
I
to take
did
us
beat
to-
Hades though. I did.
Really, Mr. Clayton?
I got the
Tarzan wouldn't hide.
Then
quote
take
unquote
us
true
there.
ending as far as I
Take us
understand
to
it.
the gorillas. Gorilla.
After you beat 10 runs, you then get the actual ending or whatever. Which Hades was a lot more fun than I thought it would be, because originally, I say originally, I still am not a huge fan of
I'll go along as an
roguelites, but
After all, the jungle is a dangerous place.
I'm slowly like starting to enjoy them, but it's more of like fringe cases. Like I don't enjoy the genre as a whole, but there are like a few standouts. So like for example, you have Hades, which we were just talking about. But before Hades, I believe the only other one I played and enjoyed was Inscription. And I did that one because it was based off cards, right? Really cool story, but it's definitely one of those. I feel like the uniqueness of it kind of loses its luster after the first run through, like full run through, because there's like 3 different acts, and then the extra stuff that you do is all based in, you know, light spoilers. Each act has a different formula, you could say, different way of progression.
Kerchak, please listen to me.
Like in Act 1, you're on this board and you're moving like dot by dot, and each dot is an upgrade of some sort.
I want to help them.
And then like it has branching paths,
They need us.
and it's all linear, right? So you can't go back and go down the other path. So you make all these choices and get these upgrades, and then you have a boss battle. And after the boss battle, you continue on to another set of linear path until you hit another boss battle. I don't remember how many of them there are. There may just be 2. There may have been more. But after you beat so many of them, you end up going to Act 2. And that stuff you were just doing, not even the same. Everything's completely changed. So I like that, but the bonus, the in-game content of like, here's like challenge runs, here's like to do other things, is based on Act 1s. You do not get more of Act 2s, you do not get more of Act 3s. So, yeah. Plus there was different ways to play the card game within it that were revealed in certain parts of the game that are not done more. And that part makes me sad, because I kind of wish some of those aspects had like a mode to do it. But unfortunately, it does not. So I played Inscription, really enjoyed it. Essentially, concept is like you're playing through the memories, the recorded memories of somebody as a YouTuber, if I remember correct. YouTuber or streamer. No, YouTuber, because I remember them doing card openings. So like you're going back and forth between the quote unquote game and then you in real life,
I was only
right?
trying to.
So it's really cool.
Slithered by. You see, I saved that poor girl's life.
But yeah, there was that, and then Hades. Hades I enjoyed more because there was less luck aspect involved, and there was like a lot more like skill involved, right? Given like there's still luck in Hades because whatever like boons become available to you whenever you open doors and whatnot. Like there's always going to be a luck aspect, but it was less so, and it was just enjoyable.
Do such a thing.
Now, Miss Porter, as I
It's just
told
more
you,
enjoyable.
I was not aiming at the gorilla.
You are not to go near
The
the gorillas
atmosphere,
again.
the characters, especially characters that like you.
Come now.
So like, let's take Hercules for example, right? The movie Hercules. You have all these Greek characters, and most of them are like somewhat famous. But in Hades, like there'll be less famous ones there, or just like original characters altogether, and they're all very enjoyable. Are very distinct in their personalities,
Blasted gorillas.
and it's just really fun. It's like because in between runs, you can run around and talk to everybody in your downtime area in the House of Hades. So while I was trying to focus on just getting the runs done, I found myself getting distracted, wanting to talk to literally everyone. And for me, that's a sign of a good game.
Heartless.
At least from that aspect, is like if I am trying to do the bare bones here and you distract me, you're doing something right. Now, given that's not like 100% true, right? Because there are examples of like the distraction isn't a good thing. Now, given like I'm not infallible, like there are things that I do get easily distracted on a lot of sections. And I know I've mentioned this before, but the Ubisoft formula with like Assassin's Creed and whatnot, where all these tiny objectives are on your map and you want to just clear them, right? It's that OCD aspect. So it's a difference between being distracted by meaningless jargon, not even jargon, meaningless things to do, meaningless objectives, right? There's a difference between meaningless objectives and, how to say, like, unnecessary exploration. Like, you don't have to explore. You don't have to explore, like, what dialogue a character might have. You don't have to explore this section of the world. But if I am genuinely intrigued enough to go and constantly keep talking to these people, to constantly keep exploring aspects of the world that are beyond the main objectives itself, then I feel like there's, you know, an idea of just good design going on. I don't know. Like it. I guess it's hard to put into words. There's just so much nuance to it. I don't know. I'm definitely wanting to like participate in a lot more different things. So like right now I got these two, you know, video games going on. I'm trying to decide what I would want to do next. Because like I realized that technically, I'm in the middle of doing both games that I picked are originally PS2 games. So I could go with the slightly more restrictive route of just continuing to only play games that originated as PS2 games, right? Like that is one idea. That is a funny joke. But I probably won't. Something that I am curious about is what if I did like, instead of the system I have going now, where I like record the gameplay, you know, I edit it all, speed up sections, and then do voiceovers over that. I'm thinking, what if I tried for at least one of the next games to do similar to what, oh, what's the YouTuber's name? Oh my gosh. Zanny. That's what it was. That's what it was. Okay. Just have to click on the YouTube to figure it out. Where Zanny, like a lot of gaming channels, do like they do the audio with the gameplay, but instead of doing like the gameplay all like straight together, it's you know, just cutting out the parts that are like, you know, fluff or just like don't have the funny timings or anything. So like you feel like you get enough of a game experience to feel like you were like kind of involved, but at the same time you're not bogged down by like the slow movement, the time it takes to get from like one place to the other. And another reason that I would want to do the audio at the same time is it feels... I feel like I'd be losing out on an aspect of the game, because the whole point of the like horror game aspect is to be scared and to be like in the moment, and that's just not going to happen with the current formula I have going on. But also in that, like, testing it that way is like I can see what the editing process is like for that idea of it. It does change, like, my recording times. It does change, like, when I can record, when I can't. But I don't feel like that in of itself is a problem. I don't know. It's definitely just something to test out. And I feel like a horror game is, like, the perfect way to do that. To, like, force it to where I can't just be like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna, like, try this thing. I don't even know what I'm saying at that point. Yeah, no, I'm very curious. I feel like it's gonna have its own issues because I can't have such a set, how to say? Because like right now I have like very much set times for how I can record. Like, for example, if I'm to record gameplay, you know, I just have to set around an hour aside, just play the game, and like that can be any time of the day. And then whenever, and also any time of the day, is I can just record a video down, or edit a video down. So yeah, I don't know. So I could definitely try it that way, and then maybe for the fourth game, maybe I would be able to, let's see, maybe find another type of game that would require a different editing process, like a different editing style. So right now I'm doing these two games like the same way, and I feel like it's having very different results because I'm trying to like go at normal speed whenever it's on like cutscenes and stuff, right? And Kingdom Hearts just naturally has a lot more cutscenes than Dark Cloud does. So, I don't know. I don't know. If you have any ideas, please leave them in the comment section. I'd be very interested in seeing what ideas people might have. For the horror game aspect, I'm thinking probably Prey, because I've tried playing Prey multiple different times, and it's always been a struggle for me because, and of course this is like, you know, early spoilers, the first enemy type you come across is called a mimic, right? And it's exactly what it sounds like, but the thing that always got me was the sound effects. Kudos to the sound designers. They did a great job with sound effects. The sound effects is what terrifies me so much. There's a noise that the mimic makes when it, because the way the mimic works is it can turn into an object you can see in the area. So it makes a particular noise when it turns into an object, but it makes the same noise when it comes out of an object. Okay? The main thing you have to be wary of when playing the game is if you see two of the same inanimate objects. So let's say you look at an office desk, and there's two coffee cups on the table. More than likely, one of those coffee cups is the mimic. And you either have to, one, ignore it. Probably a terrible idea. From what I remember, ignoring it was not the solution, because then it moves. So it makes the more of the same noise that I don't like. Oh, what else? Oh, and the other option is to just attack it and hope it doesn't like jump you first while you're staring at it. So yeah, no, it always induced paranoia into me just going around. So yeah, probably want to do it that way because it definitely gets to me a lot. Yeah. An issue that I've had with a lot of horror games is not even like the horror aspects of them, is I suck at like obscure puzzles that require like backtracking or like going to a lot of different places. Not even necessarily like backtracking, just like distance needing to be traveled between sections. Like long sections. Like I played Talos Principle recently, like pure puzzle game, right? It wasn't so bad because for the most part, like all the puzzles are self-contained. And if it's like that, then I'm okay. But with like my few experiences with the Resident Evil series, that kind of stuff just does not. I don't enjoy. Now, Devil May Cry 3 has the Resident Evil vibes because if you don't know, Devil May Cry 1 was supposed to originally be Resident Evil 4, but they made such a great departure from what the idea that they had. They scrapped it. It's like, all right, we can't do this for Resident Evil, but we like what you're doing. Just continue working on it and just make it a different thing. Like, nothing to do with Resident Evil, just make it its own franchise. Or its own game. And then it turned into a franchise. So, yeah. But, so like, DMC 1 through 3, and to a lesser extent, 4 and 5, have those Resident Evil vibes of, like, you run into, like, a door that needs to be opened. You have to go get a particular key from, like, this different section, right? But that's got the combat and enjoyment in between to cover it. Most, like, the Resident Evil games themselves, like, while they have the horror aspect, it's the... I've never enjoyed the gameplay itself. And then it's the trying to figure out, like, what you need to open what, or even just where, like, when you do know what you need, where is it? You know, I've very much been a lazy gamer,
Tarzan.
but it's also the fact that if I have to spend too much time either trial and erroring something, or just wandering around looking for things that I am missing. There's a lot of times that just takes the enjoyment out, because horror games and just horror like genres get you when you're immersed, right? When you're immersed into that,
This is your home?
it becomes so believable. If you're immersed, it's like, well, now this monster is next to me, right? It is in front of me.
Waterfalls.
You
They're
know,
echoing all the way here.
I feel like that's the main thing that makes horror games
See friends.
good,
Oh,
I guess.
now I've got it.
But I feel like you also need...
Means heart. Friends in our hearts.
I don't know, it's like, I like the horror genres, I do.
So that's what it meant.
I like the idea of being scared.
Friends. Same.
I don't like the ramifications afterwards most of the time.
No heart.
But,
No true friends. No heart.
I don't know.
No friends.
Part of me wonders, is
about
like, is it
what I
just
said.
jump scares that are getting me? Because, like, I'm trying to get into, like, horror mangas, but, like, that is kind of restricted to just, like, graphic imagery, unsettling pictures. And honestly, that's just... I feel like I'm so desensitized that that's just not enough anymore. So I don't know. Plus, it's been years since I've played Prey, so I wonder if it'd still get to me. Sadly, I'd have to play in the mornings, so I can't necessarily do
I think someone has a new
what I used to do. Because what I used to do is, like, you know, have the lights out and have headphones on. Which, you know, I can do that. I can do the headphones aspect, but I can't really turn the lights out. Which is fine. I don't feel like it'd take too much away. So maybe I'll do Prey next. And I might just do some short videos of, like, you know, some like non-finite games. Like maybe I'll do a couple videos of Master Duel, like an update of, like, you know, skill progression, I guess. Because I was watching my Duel Trials video, and oh, that was my first time playing Crystal Beasts, and I was bad. I'm still bad, but like, I'm not that bad anymore. Like, I have an idea. Like, I can get to a win state sometimes, assuming I'm not getting shut down by just the vastly better dice.
He remains blissfully unaware of our other.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll do something like that. Maybe do a couple of multiplayer games of some kind.
Into our hands, one by one.
That way I'm not like setting up just like entire series all the time. Because I don't have a set. I don't have what I want to do set in mind yet. So I don't know. It's just something that's got to be done like one thing at a time. I know I've been talking about literally everything else, but that was Kingdom Hearts, the Deep Jungle. I don't know. I don't know if it's just like I've not been in a good mood recently, but like I've just not been enjoying Kingdom Hearts all that much. And maybe I'm just missing something, or maybe it's just one of those like slow starting things. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna give up on it anytime soon. So we'll just keep going through and, you know, find the spark that so many other people have. If you enjoyed it, if you enjoyed the conversation, please let me know in the comments section. I would ask that you would like and subscribe. And please share it with a friend of yours. I'm trying to reach 10,000 subs by the end of the year. And I don't know at what point that like I could make money off of videos, but I'd like to reach that point by the end of the year as well. I mean, 10,000 goals may be like 10,000 subs might be like too low for that, but I don't know what that's based off of. So, real goal is to get money off of it so that I can do this more often. But hope you all have a nice day, and thank you.